First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and amongst those great millstone, Wallen's truth, and also to those elect that scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great, powerful lesson to the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The title of today's lesson is Though Hand Join in Hand. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So I have a quick news article here by CNN World, and it reads, Kenya President Ruto withdraw controversial finance bill following deadly protests. Let's get a little bit more. It says Kenya President William Ruto said Wednesday that he will not sign a controversial finance bill backing down in the face of mass protests that swept the country and reportedly left at least 23 people dead. So one thing about this bill was, it was including it was a tax bill that was going to be increased taxes on their people, food, and their different resources, their way of life. And people, have started to rebel, and a lot of things that happened. Also, it was in the bill was also that they could take parts of their land. So we already know we're not ignorant of Satan device, his policies, his democracy. So we seeing right here, they saying that this President William Ruto, this Kenya president, said he had sold out to people. Said he went to Washington to have a steak dinner with Kamala Harris, and next thing you know, he came back to his country and talking about this bill, and so it erupted into a mass protest, uproars of the people, rioting, what I'm saying, and also a lot of violence. So a lot of people lost their life because of this bill that he was trying to insinuate, but now he is backing down. It says here, having reflected on the continued conversation regarding the content of the Finance Bill 2024, it said, and listening keenly to the people of Kenya who have said loudly that they want nothing to do with the Finance Bill 2024, I concede, and therefore I will not sign the 2024 Finance Bill, Ruto said during a television address Wednesday. So we already know that the people had bucked up so bad in a lot of protesting, but they still are saying that they're getting ready to do a march. Let's get a little bit more of it. I got some video to bring it out with a little bit more edification, but something else I seen that I want to get out of this. It says right here, it said last week, the government scrapped some tax increases, including a proposed 16% value added tax on bread, along with taxes on motor vehicles, vegetable oil, and mobile money transfer, because the concessions were not enough to quell protests amid the rising cost of living. So right here, they're saying that they was when you get a chance, look up the IMF. I think it's the International Monetary Fund, if I'm not mistaken. But look that up. This is what this is dealing with, the International Monetary Fund. So this it was a bill so where they can pay them off. They're gonna try to increase the taxes so the people rebel. So they constantly protesting. A lot of violence broke out. A lot of buildings were burnt down. A lot of things that happened. And so it was in an uproar. So all of a sudden now he want to renege on the contract that he had with Kamala Harris, which in fact this International Monetary Fund, but it's already set up by Esau Edom. And one thing about it, we already knowing that the hammer of the whole earth goes in all these different countries, set up, democracies and their policy. We're here to help you. We're here to do this for you and that for you. But all the time they trying to steal your resources and also your land. So this is what this is all about. And also, once again, he's saying that this president have sold them out. So now let's get a quick precept before we start today's video. Let's go here to Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 21 said, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So one thing about it, we already know that this president would join hand in hand with these this IMF policies, their decrees that they was getting ready to try to bring forth this new tax bill, and the people said no, they weren't going for that because they already knew what this was all about. Take their resources from them. Also to give them increased tax. It's an unrighteous decree that they have prescribed or authorized. So one thing about it, so we know that this Kenyan president would join hand in hand, with Babylon the Great, with their policy because of what? Money, So we already know how all this is going. So let's read this once again. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 21 says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So one thing about it, a lot of people, right now you have what you call all these bad leaders, these wicked leaders, constantly, getting taking these bribes and stuff, all these things that they're taking to try to gain for their own self. They're not thinking about their people. They're only thinking to fill their pockets, and these things gonna constantly happen. So one thing about it is that we already knowing that Kenya is very corrupt. They have corrupt leaders, and also they're have that same vibration of the West, which in fact is America, Babylon the Great. That vibration of democracy, their policy. We're here to help you. We're going to start to bring in this and bring in that. Or we're going to cause this to happen so we can do this. Or you can pay us back later, and then all of a sudden they want to give you increased taxes and also take your resource and also your land. So we already knowing, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So we seeing how these things going. Now, all of a sudden, the president, now he's saying that he's not going to sign the bill. And now all this protest and rioting, they're tearing up Kenya as we speak. And one thing about it, they're saying that they want him out. He's not trustworthy. He's trying to calm them down. But one thing about it, people want him out of there. They're saying they get ready to start a million man march, and there's rumors of that. So now let's start today's video. After the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Of Kenya. Then you have the state dinner with Biden here in the United States. Then that president goes back to Kenya, creates legislation to tax the Kenyan people up to 36%. Is up to a 36% increase in order for them to pay the IMF. And a part of that legislation is also saying that they could appropriate land. They could take land from the Kenyan people as pretty much like a payment to the IMF. Like, that's embarrassing. Because, and on top of that, there was actual congressional leaders from the United States that were there while this was being passed. And now there's riots and multiple people have died. Dozens of people have been harmed and hurt, tear gassed, all for a recolonization project that the United States just facilitated and had President Ruto, who is a sellout to his people, carry out. They must know they're going to lose in November, because do y'all know social media exists? Oh yeah, y'all know, because y'all wanted to be banned.
I just want to take you back to Kenya now and the capital Nairobi, where there are dramatic scenes unfolding at the parliament over the past few hours. These are pictures just coming into us from there, and this is after part of the Kenyan parliament was set on fire following protesters opposed to new tax laws. Gunshots have also been heard in the capital, with reports of at least one person killed and dozens injured. But there's lots of different reports coming in about the numbers of dead and the numbers of casualties. Some of the protesters there, as you can see, coming in, those live pictures coming into us from Nairobi, from outside the parliament. BBC reporters on the ground say they've seen 2 people with gunshot wounds arriving at a cathedral in the city.
So let me get this straight. President Ruto of Kenya is now passing or has made a resolution for a new bill that will tax the citizens of Kenya up to 36% tax increase for the IMF. And on the day this bill was being read in Kenyan Congress, in Kenyan Parliament, members of the US Congress were in Kenyan Parliament when it was being read. This comes after President Ruto was given a White House dinner, a state dinner in the United States by Joe Biden. And the bill he's passing is for the IMF, and part of this bill will allow the IMF and basically corporations to take land from Kenyans in exchange for payment for the loan, for whatever loan they owe the IMF. So basically, the long story short is, President Ruto went to the United States, got a State House dinner from Biden. Right after that, goes back home, puts in a bill that will tax Kenyan citizens up to 36%, or up to a 36% tax increase to pay back IMF, which, besides the increase, they also can appropriate land that belongs to the Kenyan people. Am I getting this right? Like, if this is what is going on, am I getting this right?
I'm listening keenly to the people of Kenya who have said loudly that they want nothing to do with this Finance Bill 2024. I concede, and therefore I will not sign. It is necessary for us to have a conversation as a nation going forward. How do we manage the affairs of the country together? How do we manage our debt situation together? How do we work on the budget with the deficits that now exist together?
So we seeing right now that, join hand in hand, but they shall not go unpunished. So we seeing right now that this president now, all of a sudden, he's seeing that, this bill is not going to work out. Now his country is in what? Turmoil and chaos. But one thing about it is that we already know that, he would join hand in hand with Kamala Harris. He went to the White House and had a state dinner, then tried to come back and push their policies on the people, and the people protest, rioting, all sorts of violence, and chaos, and also a lot of buildings was burnt down. A lot of things happened. So all of a sudden now he is on their side. But one thing about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So let's read this once again. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So one thing about it, so we already know that anyone that is joined to will be thrust through. When you go to, I think that's in Isaiah 34, if I'm not mistaken. Might be Isaiah 13, but one thing about it, anyone that that's going to be a part of this man's system or his policy, his democracy, or his unrighteous decree that he have prescribed or authorized, they will not go unpunished. But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So we seeing right now that a whole lot of wickedness is taking place. We seeing it left and right. Let's go here, right here. And these leaders, constantly bagging, putting the, just in office for the bag. They're not caring about the people. So, over there in Kenya, it's a lot of corruption is going on over there, so we seeing it happening right before our eyes. So they already knew that this was going to happen. But see, America don't give a damn as long as they can get what they want out of the people, their money, their resources, their land. He is he's not a keeper at home. Let's go here to, I think it's Psalm chapter. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. A little exhausted, but we're going to finish this lesson. I think it's Psalm chapter 94 and right here, verse 20. And it reads, says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. So that's exactly what they're doing. When you get a chance, look up the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. So this is what this is all about. One thing about it, constantly want to tax the people. They want to take their resources, saying that there to help them, and also the colonization. All that is playing into this. So we seeing what's going on left and right. So shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame is mischief by law. That's constantly what they doing. Each and every, they constantly pushing all their wicked vibrations, democracy, on people, policy, you know what I'm saying? That, that do thy will spirit, on all these nations, also that homosexuality, also all this thing, they trying to push on these other nations. Cause, hey, man, we seeing because of what the power is in his hand. Let's get that right quick. Let's go into Micah. I quoted, I might was get it. Micah chapter 1 and verse 1. I mean, Micah chapter 2, Salaki, in verse 1. And it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So that's what they try to do. They are the hammer of the whole earth, going in people's countries, trying to set up their policy, and they're puppet leaders. This man right here is a puppet leader, for the global elites, for the IMF, so this is spot on. So we seeing right now they have this puppet leader in place so they can push their policy, their laws, you know what I'm saying? So you seeing what this is all about. The power is in their hands. So the earth was given into the hands of the wicked when you go to Job chapter 9 and verse 24. So we seeing they constantly trying to push these things upon the people. And these people are bucking up. We seeing it. So let's go here. So every hand of the wicked shall come up upon them very soon. We seeing it happening left and right. Everyone is coming up against a Babylon the Great, America. This place is totally finished. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25 says, and though his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many, and he shall also stand up against the prince, but he shall be broken without hands. So one thing about it, we seeing this right here, so Lord's gonna ready to take this man out of roots. This man is constantly going through all these countries, constantly all these lies and deceits, bribery. Lord's getting ready to put an end to all. Let's read this once again. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And though his policy, his laws, his decrees, his democracies, so also he shall cause craft, craftiness, his cleverness, his agenda, his plan, his plot to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart or his mind, and by peace shall destroy many. So one thing about it, coming in, people come, oh, we come into peace. We're here to help you. We're here to build up your country. We're here to build this and that there. We're here to build a bank here so you can have better banking, all sorts of things, so we seeing is what this is all about, so you seeing now the people rebel, say he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So one thing about it, we already knowing that, say that war in heaven, we knowing that this red devil is going to try to be like the Most High, but one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to cut him off very soon. They said what it said in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I think around 8, 7, it say that the mystery of iniquity do already work, but he will let until he be taken out the way. So right here where it said prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hands. So one thing about the Lord is getting ready to do away with this, all this wickedness, and all these unrighteous decrees, all these different mandates, and all this wicked vibration that's going on in the world right now. The Lord's getting ready to put it to a cease it, So we seeing that we fast approaching this. Let's get something else I wanted to get. Let's see. It was on the tip of my tongue. Proverbs is in Proverbs. So this is exactly what I think it's Proverbs 29. Just rolling in the spirit, a little tired tonight, but we're gonna get it out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. And it reads, said, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. So that's what we're seeing right there. So, what I'm saying? The wicked are in authority, the people are mourning right now. The people, asking the Lord, how long, O Lord? we ready to get out of this nightmare. Also, we seeing that these heathen nations are bucking up against one another. The Lord is setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. What I'm saying? Also, we seeing also a lot of increased violence. We seeing that a lot of people are constantly turning away from America, and their policy. And also the dollar, what I'm saying? De-dollarization. So we seeing all this is happening. Every country they go in now, they want them out of there. They don't want to have anything to do with America, which in fact is Babylon the Great. So let's read this once again. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2 said, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the peoples are mourning all across the world. We have bad water, bad food. What I'm saying? Also, our economy is constantly plunging. It's constantly decaying. So this place it's just pretty much finished. What I'm saying? So they want to, we seeing that everything is all mapped up. The air even paused, and everything is just out of course. So we seeing right now the peoples are mourning. So we're here. It's at the door. We're in that transition of power. Esau is the end of this earth age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So now let's get one more. We close out. About to fall asleep. Salakia for this. Let's see. Job chapter 9. I ain't gonna do another lesson tired anymore, but we're gonna get through it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Abishai. And once again, I hope that you will get edified and Salakia. Job chapter 20, and we'll close out here. Job chapter 20 and verse 23. Let's see what it says. Let's go with 22. And it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Almighty shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So one thing about it, we know that he is in the fullness of his sufficiency. What I'm saying? Also, every hand of the wicked, his allies, is the one that was in confederate with him, is getting ready to turn against him. We seeing now that all these peoples are bucking up against his democracy, what I'm saying? His policies, his laws, things that he had put into place. Now, we are here to help you, but every hand of the wicked is getting ready to come against him. So we seeing that right now. All, everyone is turning against Babylon the Great. We're seeing it happening right before our eye. The heathens are raging. Verse 23 said, when he is about to fill his belly, the Almighty shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So we already know that, when you go into his word belly, it's going into his agenda, his plan, his plot, is in this new world order. So one thing about it, he's trying to push it out. But one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to cut him off. He will not be able to perform his enterprise. So even though we seeing right here, we seeing that these heathen nations are joined hand in hand with Esau, Edom. They shall not go unpunished. The Lord is going to cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain upon him while he is eating, while he's setting it up, while he's trying to bring it forth. So we know that the stage is set. All things are ready. But one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to cut him off forever. So the title of today's lesson, once again, is though hand join in hand. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rikah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.